What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's a windy day here in Fort Worth, but I wanted to go over one of the most asked questions I see in a lot of the Facebook groups, and that is about exhaust. So in some previous videos, I've gone over some different setups I've run. I'm running a little bit different setup than my last video. It's probably been a year since I ran the other setup. But wanted to go over what the setup is, show you guys, give some exhaust sound clips, just go through the whole thing. So let's go check it out. Okay, so the specs on the exhaust are 2.5-inch pipe, Jones max flow mufflers, an X pipe, and then my quad tips. So under here, and I've gotten under here a few times, you guys have probably seen this. We got the Jones mufflers, and one of the main reasons I like this setup is how much it's tucked up in there. So these do not sit low like the factory suitcase muffler is. And if you've ever taken that thing out, it's like, I don't know, at least an inch thicker than those. I don't know. Either way, those are offset in and center out. And this was not the same pipe. I've kind of cut this thing up so many times from when I originally had this done. So back there, I originally had an X pipe up where these mufflers are, but when I changed it, I had to figure something else out. So the X pipe is now after the mufflers, and there's, different reviews on whether that's bad or not, but it's been fine and it sounds good, so it works for me. You can see the little clamps where I take the exhaust pipe off for the tailpipes removals, and then come back here. We'll look at the tailpipes. Those, you can tell, I used to have some resonators in there, but I took those off, so now I just have the mufflers, just straight pipe after that muffler. So it's just the Jones mufflers doing the job, and those things do a really good job. I had some different vibrant mufflers on there, and they sounded good, but man, they were loud inside the cab. So that is the exhaust setup. I think when I originally had this done, the pipe work on it was about $200, and that was at Phil's Muffler over in Fort Worth. I've taken all my cars there. All my buddies take their cars there. If you are in the area, it's over off Main Street. Look them up. I don't think they have a website. They've been there for a while, but they do really good work and it's cheap. So highly suggest them. This is not a cold start. I was driving around earlier, but to me it sounds awesome and idle. I have no complaints. The thing inside is pretty quiet. You can hear, when you get on it, but overall cruise is pretty quiet. So I'll let you guys hear that in the next clip, so you can see for yourself. I know a lot of videos out there don't really show driving around inside what it sounds like, but I'll let you guys hear how it sounds. So a lot of the exhaust videos you guys probably have looked up on YouTube, a lot of times you don't get to hear the interior noise. So figured, I gotta go to the store, so I figured it'd be a great time to show you guys what it sounds like in the cab with this setup. You probably hear a little bit of tire noise too. The maxes are a little loud up to like 30, but then they kind of clear out. But overall, this has been a great setup inside. I went through like 3 or 4 different setups, going from, oh, this is too quiet, to this is way too loud all the time. It's just annoying. It sounds great at first, but it's just annoying to deal with all the time. So this has been kind of a good compromise. The V6 isn't exactly the best sounding motor out there, no matter what, unless you got like a flat crank motor. It's a little different, but the 3.6 isn't a horrible sounding motor, so you got to kind of find a good compromise on what sounds best. And these Jones Max Flows, to me, have kind of, you know, fit that segment in the V6 exhaust, you know, group. So it's really nice at cruise. I like when you get on it. It's got a nice little tone to it. So it's got some bite to it. I'm gonna pull over and put on the GoPro on the outside so you guys can hear a little exterior shots. I don't know how bad the wind noise is gonna be with it, but I guess we'll find out here in a second. Alright, so we got the GoPro hooked up on the roof, so I'm about to get on the freeway, so this will kind of be a good sound test for y'all to hear what it sounds like. So I've had this set up exactly like it is since last year. I changed it up. Originally, I had a video on here when I had it basically straight pipe. It was just an X pipe. And, you know, it sounded really good when they first started up and I drove it around for a week, but the 7th gear and 8th gear drone were so bad on that thing. I just like couldn't deal with it, and this has been kind of perfect. I have it in sport mode right now, so it's probably staying in a lower gear a little bit longer. But this thing, we've driven on long trips up to Oklahoma and, you know, down to Hidden Falls. That was like a little over a 3-hour drive, and it's like, I mean, I wouldn't change it. This is kind of like where I'm at now. And honestly, I love to hear these mufflers with the Hemi. So they're a real straight through muffler, like a MagnaFlow or that, but they're a lot cheaper. And to me, the quality is up there just as good. So, but hopefully this gives you guys a little idea how this sounds. I'm about to exit, so hopefully that short little sound clip gives you guys an idea for any of you guys that are looking for exhaust setups for the 3.6. I know a lot of times anybody posts out there on any of the Jeep groups, you know, the Grand Cherokee groups especially, people are like, well, you should have just got a Hemi or whatever. Well, not everyone has a Hemi, so we got to have a few options out there, you know. So if you like it, you know, I'll have the links down to the mufflers and the setup. This wasn't a full exhaust setup, so you would have to basically go get the exhaust done. I don't think Jones makes exhaust setup, like a full exhaust setup, but honestly, that's the cheaper route if you don't really care about going stainless or whatever. I think when they charged me to do the original exhaust, I've modified it so many times, but when they charged me to do the pipe, I supplied the mufflers. Well, no, I didn't supply. When I originally got it done, it was just pipe. They charged me a little over $200. Now that's gonna vary depending on the shop you go to and whatnot. But check out your local exhaust shop. Look around reviews for guys, you know, whatever car it is, have gotten their exhaust done and see what it is. But yeah, if you have any more questions, just hit me up on here. As always, make sure to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. And we will see you guys next time.